or an idea is, I always say you can't be too passionate about it, because if you have too much passion, it'll blind you to the red flags that you're going down the wrong path.
That sounds like a relationship.
And then if you have too much, if you have too much fear of jumping in, then it sticks you on the sidelines for too long, and you see things go by. So my thing is not to be too passionate, not to be too fearful. Look at what the goal is and what you want to do, and stick to what the goal is, and every day come closer to what the goal is. So if you want to create the best wine, you have this idea, I want to create this new wine, you have this passion, and you're so passionate about it, but you can't see that this is not a great idea. Or you're like, this is the first time this wine came out. I don't know if the people won't want it. You're too fearful, so you stick on the sidelines. You have to put those two things aside and say, this is what I want to do, and every day moves closer and closer to reaching that goal. Passion versus fear.
I love it.
The end.
I love it. I mean, but is that the same as saying we need to have a healthy dose of both?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, because when you said put them to the side, I'm like, but we need a little bit of both, right?
Well, maybe I said it wrong. Not put them to the side, incorporate them both.
But incorporate them both.
Yes.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure I was clear.
Yes, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. I didn't mean to correct the doctor.
There was a movie. It was one of the best movies. It's a child's movie. I watched it with my daughters, and it talked about emotions and passion and fear.
I think I know what you're talking
Inside
about.
Out.
Yeah, Inside Out. Yeah,
Inside Out.
Great. It was
One
of the
really good.
one of the best movies ever.
I would agree.
Yes.
That is Zootopia. Yes. All right, stay with us. We will be right back.
You use Tearless Baby Shampoo because it's gentle on your baby's eyes. You make sure his toys don't have any sharp edges. You always test the bath water to make sure it's not too hot. You taught her what to do when the smoke alarm goes off. You make sure she wears a helmet when she rides her bicycle. You put on his sunscreen, even when he's embarrassed his friends will see. You do so much to keep your child safe. But are you using the right car seat for your child? Is your child facing the right way in the car seat? Is the seat too big or too small? How do you know when it's time to move your child into the next type of seat? Car crashes are a leading killer of children ages 1 to 13. Protect your child's future at every stage of life. For information on the right seat for your child, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat. That's safercar.gov/the-right-seat.
A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Why is Connor having trouble focusing in school?
Having trouble finding Connor's middle school? Would you like directions?
No, why is Connor having trouble focusing in school?
Finding lowest airfare to Istanbul.
No, I'm tired of fighting with him over homework.
Home, walk, restaurant. Need a review?
No, I need help. He's very smart, but his mind wanders. He's disorganized.
I think I understand.
Oh, good.
Finding best potatoes for French fries.
No!
Russet, fingerling, Yukon Gold.
Why don't you understand me?
Sorry, I was trying to show how Connor feels every day. Frustrating, isn't it? Redirecting to understood.org.
For the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues, this is what life can feel like. Explore understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues, designed to help your child thrive in school and in life. Understood.org, because understanding is everything.
Brought to you by understood.org and the Ad Council.
Your balance with Dr. Pamela. Dr. Pamela. Dr. Pamela.
All right, so now we're looking at the balance challenge. These guys are like so passionate right now. I love it. We need another hour. Can we get another hour in the show? Can we do that? Can we stay here another hour? Thank you. No, no. So the balance challenge for this week, and I issued it earlier this in the show, is for us to be a week of taking action. So we like to sit complacent about things sometimes and just say, I wish this would happen, or I don't like the way that this is. So this is your week to take action on something. And I would say take action on everything that you're not happy with. But if you need to start small, pick something. Pick one thing that you're not happy about, that you're complacent about, that's something that you want to change, or something that you've always wanted to do. And I want you to take the first step, and I want you to take action this week. No more sitting on it. Take action. That's your week. That's your balance challenge for the week. So,
The end.
the end. I want to get through that real quick so we can get back to this conversation. This is great. One of the things I wanted to ask you, Andre, so I'm not familiar with wine culture and wine language and all of this, and so there were some things in here that I hope I pronounced correctly that I want to know a little bit more about, and just tell us about this. But iconoclastic sommelier. And there was another term here, chain de rostiers? Did I say that right?
Yeah, so it's the Chaîne de Rotisserie is an organization, right? And so
say it again?
Chaîne de Rotisserie.
Okay, got it.
So and this is the whole part about it,
Yes,
right? This is
whole culture.
This is why it's intimidating. This
Yes.
is why it was hard for me to walk into the store, because I didn't think I was going to pronounce it right.
Yes.
This, that, and you're like, oh no, that one. And then I remember, I tell people, no, it's like you're rapping. It's like, you got to enunciate certain words. And a sommelier is just a fancy word of saying wine waiter.
So I said that wrong too.
Yeah,
Okay.
but and then we just shorten it. We call it Somm, and then everybody's like feels okay, and that's kind of the big deal. So you see what I'm saying? Like it comes with its own language,
Yes.
and,
You're
people,
so right.
and then it's expensive, and then you don't know, and then you say yes, and then what if I don't like it?
Right.
And and what I tell everybody about wine is that you're an expert on your own taste. Don't get it twisted. And especially when you go into a restaurant, like it's their job to know the wine, not yours.
I love it.
All you need to say is what you like.
So if I say that I love a sweet red wine, and they figure it out for me.
Yeah, I mean, let them earn their money, and that kind of thing, and it's okay to say how much you want to spend, because that always becomes a thing where it's like, oh well, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
But it's perfectly okay, and if you're with friends, you just say, yes, I'm looking for medium body, ripe, maybe some sweetness in the wine, and we want to stick around here, and you just point to a price point on the menu.
So easy.
He does. And I'm like, I don't know what the body means. What's the body? Like,
But then also you just say what you normally drink, and from that they should be able to deduce like what they have on the list. Like I always tell people, I'm not an expert in your taste. I'm just an expert in this list. I'm more of a tour guide.
Okay.
I know this list. I can take you and guide you to where you're trying to go.
Right.
Right. And it's not your job per se to have to do that. It's kind of like when you get in the cab and they're like, well, you know how to get there.
Right.
Well, no, that's your job.
Yeah. I love it. That's great.
So you said everything fine. It's,
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't.
My own.
Doesn't matter. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you being so gracious. you
have to be,
because-
right?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Otherwise, it would be pretentious.
Right. Yes. Yeah. Well, we have a lot of that out there in different industries, but I do appreciate that.
And wine is, just by its very nature, it's elitism, right?
Yeah.
Just because it's only grown, you get one shot at it. You can only make it once a year.
Right.
So it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
Okay. Absolutely.
Okay. Well, when we get back, I want to talk to Greg about just kind of how his work and the business that you do impacts the community, and if there's any other contributions to that question, we can address that as well. All right, we'll be right back. Cool.
Great leaders aren't born. They're made, and not just anywhere. They're made in special places by special qualified trainers in places like the Academy of Creative Coaching. The Academy of Creative Coaching is an international certification program with courses in health and wellness coaching, spiritual coaching, relationship coaching, executive coaching, life coaching, and cultural competency coaching. Courses are online, hybrid, or face-to-face. The Academy of Creative Coaching is empowering coaches to empower the world. Make a positive change in yourself and the world. Go to academyofcreativecoaching.com.
You don't usually get a stock tip from a 16-year-old, but I'm here to tell you about a different kind of stock. It's called Better Futures, a stock for social change that's not about making money. Instead, you invest to help students like me go to college. This is beyond a simple donation. It's the opportunity for America to invest in its kids and take an active stake in the future of the country. The return on your investment isn't money. What you get back is knowing you protected our potential. So one day, that potential can grow up to become surgeons and architects, executives and engineers, people who can change the future just by being a part of it. My name is Alicia, and I am your dividend.
Invest in better futures with UNCF. Visit uncf.org/invest. A mind is a terrible thing to waste. but a wonderful thing to invest in. A public service announcement brought to you by UNCF and the Ad Council.
This is big business. This is the American way. Station Network. See ya.
All right. So one of the last things I want to know about what you do and the work that you do in the community. So if you could talk a little bit about, Greg, we'll start with you. It's something about, how your businesses benefit the community.
Okay. One of the things that we do, we're in real estate, we're in construction, but we focus on local municipalities and the rehab space where we go into a lot of communities for like seniors. So we upgrade their houses, new roofs, windows, make them energy efficient. Nice. We've done over 900 projects like that.
Wow.
Yeah, 900 projects. So So we could have branched off and started building houses and big houses, which we do. Don't get me wrong, we build houses, but our bread and butter is working in the community with the disenfranchised, the low income, the seniors, and retention programs. One is a contract that we have with the City of Atlanta is a Heritage Rehab program. It's a retention program to help people who live in the communities that are being gentrified, help them stay in the areas, and we go in and rehab their homes and get them up to code and help them out. And it's mainly seniors.
Wow,
and it's good work. It feels good.
Yes.
They really appreciate it, and it makes my people feel good. It makes me feel good. And we that's our bread and butter.
I love it. I love it. And then all they need is a bottle of wine on the table when they come in.
Yes. Yes.
What about you?
It's really interesting, right? Because wine, I feel like, it's it's a slight stigmatism to it, so we try to sponsor a soccer league, but they can't wear our logo because it's alcohol, right? So we're in a special place, and generally we donate a whole bunch of wines to a lot of different causes across the board, just for raffles and that stuff, and really kind of help them raise money. For my coloring book, part of the proceeds of every single copy went to Charlie Trotter's Culinary Foundation, which is a famous chef in Chicago who passed away maybe about 2 or 3 years, and I worked there for a little bit, and he bussed in inner city school kids and gave them a 3-course meal and really taught them etiquette and with a non-alcoholic beverage pairing that always kind of stuck with me, and I felt like the way to be able to give back would be through that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Wow, you both are doing some amazing work. I love it.
Thank you.
So I had a question, and then that just kind of threw me off, and I don't know, but we are getting close to the close to the end of the show. So I just wanted to know if there was any final things that you wanted to impart to our listeners. I'll let you go first, Andre. So Greg, here, our candidate, can have the final statement. Go ahead, Greg.
Yeah, drink more wine.
Yeah, yes, it makes you happy.
Drink more wine. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I love it. And Greg?
One of the things that I find since I've been running for state representative is we got to become more informed on the election process and who our representatives are and what they stand for. We got to be empowered.
Yes.
So I would say get out to vote, get registered to vote, and find out who your candidates are, who the challengers are, do an evaluation, be an informed voter.
Yes, that's so important.
Yes,
absolutely. Be an informed voter, drink more wine.
Yeah.
I love it.
In any order.
In any of those orders. Yes.
In any order.
Yes. Absolutely.
At the same time, actually.
Or at the same time. You drink wine while you're voting,
Research your candidate while you're drinking wine.
All right. Well, I just want to thank you all for joining us on the live exchange where we meet every Thursday from 11 to 1 to talk about love, politics, and intellect. Next week, join us as we are going to be joined by Danelle Porcher, and we're going to be talking about some life-changing stuff. I love having her join our show. So stay with us, or come back to us next week, and I hope that you have an awesome week. I'm Dr. Pamela, and I will see you next week. Peace out.